What's up YouTube, it's Myelin Moxi. I am back with another video, finally! I know it's been like 7 months since I made a video and I'm sorry, life has just been so crazy. But I promise I will spill all the tea in just a second. My background has completely changed. I have finally gotten a new apartment. I'm super excited. So yeah, I am back. Lit and I'm ready to give you all the deets about my life. So if you're ready to clean your bearings and find out what I've been up to for the past 7 months, then keep on watching. Yes. 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 Okay, so like I said, this video is a chit chat catch up, as well as we're gonna clean our bearings today, or I'm gonna clean mine, but you can watch me clean mine. I use my Moxi skates today. We haven't seen each other in a while, so I have upgraded my skates. I do have a Community and Bowls grind block on here that I just put on a few months ago. I put it on myself, so I'm super excited about that. I have some worn down grindstone heart stops on here that really need to be replaced. I am using my stock tool here. So whatever tool you have to change your bearings and get your nuts off, you should probably use that. I do have my Bones speed cream to put in my bearings after I finish cleaning them. They say to use a citrus cleaner, and they say that that's really good to use on your bearings. I use this Echos all-purpose cleaner. It says that it's citrus. I've been using it on all my bearings. It hasn't given me any problems. It does leave a slight sticky residue, but it's not really that bad. None of my bearings have really given me any problems while using this, so it is what it is. If you're not comfortable with that, you can use 90% isopropyl alcohol maybe, sewing machine oil, or something like that. I really don't know. And then I put all of that in my Bones bearing holder here. Inside it comes with the little axle, and then it comes with all the nuts to separate your bearings. I don't know what you guys use, but I like to use a thumbtack to take out my bearings. Or just to take out the little rubber part. It's just easier for me. If you have all your pieces, then let's get started. So yeah, the last 7 months have been crazy. Last time we spoke was in May, so June was my birthday. Janae and I went out. Janae, if you don't know, Janae is my girlfriend. Janae and I went out for my birthday. We went to this cidercade that had old school arcade, like an old school arcade in it, and like you pay a flat fee and then you can play all the games like all night, like free play. It was super cool. And it's like free, or not free, but anybody can go during the daytime, like it's for all ages, and then after 9 p.m. It's 21 and up. Well, I invited some friends, and yeah, we chilled, ate some grilled cheese, got lit, played some video games. It was awesome. So right now, I'm just using my tool, and I am undoing the nuts on my axles to take my wheels off. Last time we spoke, I was on a pill medication for my MS, and I have actually failed that medication miserably. It was giving me very bad diarrhea, and I was vomiting still, and it just was not okay. I decided that I was just going to stop taking that medication and find something that worked for me. I ended up going to injections finally. I know I was super scared to start injections at first. I was like, I guess if there's no other options for me to take oral medication to treat my MS, like, you know, I guess I'm gonna have to take the injection. So, and lo and behold, I got my injections on my birthday. On my freaking birthday. It came in this huge cooler. It came in a really big cooler. If you've seen my Instagram, I posted it on my story about this big old white chest that came with a bunch of ice in it. Inside came my medication. It was pretty cool. Okay, so now that I've gotten all of my wheels off, I'm just gonna focus on the bearings now. I don't have a bearing tool that helps me take these out, so I do it kind of, you know, the ghetto way, and I use my axle. Let me move the camera so that you can see how I do this. Okay, so I'm gonna take my wheel and I'm gonna put it on the axle like I'm placing it back on here, but only gonna put it in there barely like halfway so that I can just kind of tilt it off to the side and then pop that off, and it comes right off. And then I'm just gonna do that for all 4 of my wheels and leave the bearings. It can be a little tough, but it'll come off. And this really shouldn't damage your axle any. In case you guys are interested, they're pretty dirty right now, but these are the Zenith Quick bearings. Bro, first of all, these were recommended to me, and I got them because, you know, they were my friend and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get some of these. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know, if they're gonna get some, then, you know, maybe they're pretty cool. No fault to them at all, but these bearings are kind of not the business, bro. Right out of the pack, like clean, like literally out of the box. Like they did not roll. They rolled for like half a second, like the way that you see here. It was awful, and I was like, what the hell is this? I got these from Skate Rats, and I'm not mad about them because they were cheap. I think these were like $35, but they're not my favorite. I would like to switch to my red bearings soon. I just moved, so I don't really even know where they are. But in the meantime, they're okay. They get me from point A to point B. I would invest in some better bearings soon. So I started my injections, and that's been a whole thing. I inject myself by myself about 3 times a week. At first I was super nervous, but once I actually saw the needle and everything, like it really wasn't, it wasn't that bad. It's the post-injection that hurts worse, you know? Damn, this one's kinda, yeah, it's like the feeling of a bee sting. If you've ever been stung by a bee, it stings for like maybe a good 15 minutes, I would say. And then I'm fine. Honestly, it's not that bad. Since I've been on that medication, my doctor did order a new MRI. I took that back in August, you know, just to check on things and just to make sure that everything was still going smoothly as far as if the medication was working and all that. You know, I didn't hear anything back, and you know, if you know anything about the medical field, like no news is good news. But then I finally got, yeah, my bearings are so dirty. Look at my fingers, are so gross. Finally, I got word back from my doctor, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, you got new lesions on your brain. Are you having any new symptoms? And I was like, what? Like, no, like I'm living my best life out here. So I was thinking like, do I need to come in for my appointment? Because initially my appointment is now like every 6 months. And he was like, no, if you're not experiencing anything new, then you know, you don't have to come in. And I was like, lit, oh my God. My bearing just flew over the couch. 1 sec. Okay, LOL, I retrieved it. What else have I been up to? Before I get to that, I got all of my bearings out. All of my dirty bearings have been removed. Now I am going to take my little thumbtack here, and I'm gonna remove all of the rubber coverings in the front so that I can place them into my handy dandy bones thing, plastic thing, the bearings thing. Y'all know what this is. I have a mess. I'm just gonna move this over to the side. Okay. What else have I been up to? I've attended my first rollout not too long ago. That was super chill. Okay, in case you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just taking my my thumbtack here, and I'm putting it like in the middle part of my bearing, and then I'm just kind of like bending it to the side and popping that little sucker out. Sometimes it's a little tricky, but you just gotta be careful. It'll come out like that. Okay, I got a paper towel because that was the closest thing. Yeah, so I like to pop these out, and then I like to keep them together and make sure that they're not separate, or at least the rubber part, because this part I'm gonna put inside of this bottle here and keep them separated by the, damn, I can't remember anything today. Keep them separated by the spacers, duh. Yeah, I attended my first rollout in Denton. That was super cool. It was put on by someone that I follow on Instagram, and I actually met a lot of my Instagram followers at this rollout. It was so cool. I invited my girlfriend and my friend Hunter that I met also on Instagram, and yeah, we skated around Denton for a little bit. The interesting thing is someone called the cops on us, I heard. We were just all hanging out, doing our thing. We weren't bothering anybody. We were at a public park, number 2. And a few of my friends actually said that someone stopped them and called the cops. Like, what kind of crap is that? But whatever. We stayed for a little while. They offered some free beer. That was lit. And there was a lot of art and music performers, and it was just a really good time. Wow, these bearings are so dirty, dude. Like, so dirty. I like to put mine balls down. LOL, balls down. Make sure you put a spacer in between them so that they don't get scratched. Yo, my camera ran out of card space, so I had to switch to my phone. So here we go. Yeah, so I've been hitting the skate park lately. I've been going to Guapo Skate Park on Deep Ellum, Dallas, and it's like a few minutes up the way from me. And I've been going there and chilling at the girls only skates on Sundays, and you know, just really trying my limits. And I have a girl named Rachel that comes out from Cleburne, and she really encouraged me to like drop in, and I was just so scared. I was like, no, man. And if you've seen my post on Instagram, I had to like talk myself through it. Like, you can see me like talking to myself like, okay, we have done this before, you can do this. And sure enough, I dropped in, and that ramp is pretty cool. It's like you go down one, and then it goes over a little baby hump, and then you like land into another bowl. I had a really great time, like, you know, really testing my limits and, you know, trying something new. Like, even if I got hurt, like, I had a fun time getting hurt, okay? I can't wait till these are like fresh and spinning clean and super fast, and it's just gonna be lit. Halloween. What else have y'all missed? So Halloween was a whole thing. I really wanted to incorporate my skates into like my Halloween costume, but Janae thought that was super cheesy. I was like, damn, I guess I'm not gonna be a roller disco queen or whatever. But whatever, like, I ain't let her sweat me or whatever. So we ended up coming together on like a deer, like retro woodland deer costume, and it was actually pretty cool. We went to Hobby Lobby and we found some like flowers and like grass, greenery, plants and stuff. We had some antlers that we got for Halloween last year because we went to Voodoo Fest and made it a little DIY. And we kind of made it a little bit more interesting by adding some moss to our costume, and it was like real live Spanish moss that we got. And we're going to Janae's Halloween costume party, and we looked so cute. And I had like a rave bra that I had made like some years ago, and it had like leaves and some chains hanging off of it, and it was so cute with my antlers. And then like my headband had like a bunch of like plants and pine cones and trees, and it was just so cute. We were the cutest thing. Okay, now that I have my bearings all on here, I'm just gonna fill up my little bearing cleaner bottle here with my my cleaner, and then we can get started on that shake. That's the thing, dude, don't lose these. Like, they tend to run away, but don't lose those. I'm gonna fill this up here. I like to fill mine like a third of the way, just so I don't like lose a lot of product, because you really don't need that much. You probably can't see, but mine's like right here, this inside here, and let's get shaking. Okay, sorry for the mess. Like I said, I'm still moving. I literally just got this couch like a couple of days ago, so I still have boxes and stuff like everywhere, so don't look over there. Yeah, what we just did was we put our bearings into the bearing cleaner, and we're just gonna shake this up for a few minutes, and hopefully it gets all that grime off, and then we'll, you know, dry them off. So what else did you guys miss? Oh, Thanksgiving. I ended up taking off of work, and Janae and I went down to El Paso. We drove the whole 9 hours. We packed almost all of our clothes, like everything that we could, just thought that we needed. And we drove the 9 hours all the way to my dad's house. I was super excited, man. Like, I haven't seen my folks probably since March, since the MS walk, I think, yeah. And we drove down to El Paso. But it was really good. My dad said that he was cooking this year, so it was really exciting. So after leaving El Paso, we took another mini road trip to Big Bend National Park. And we went out there actually to see the Milky Way galaxy. When we got there, it was already dark, and we didn't actually even get there that late. We got there like 7 maybe. We had to set up our tent in the dark, which was a whole thing. Luckily, Janae figured it out. Janae already knew what she was doing, and I was there to help her and support her. I was a good sport. But we did see all of the stars. We saw all of the zodiacs, all of the constellations. Like, dude, it was a lit time. Okay, it's been a few minutes. Let's check and see. Okay, so once I take them out the bottle, I like to check them how they roll on the axle. And if they roll okay, then I'll just consider them done. These bearings didn't roll that great in the beginning anyway, so it's kind of really hard to tell like when they're good, but I feel like they roll better now than they ever did like in the box. So I'm just gonna call these done. I'm just gonna dry these off and then take these off of the axle. I like to make sure that they're very, very dry. You don't want them to have any kind of moisture on them because that could potentially ruin them over time. So I just like to pat them down with the paper towel just to make sure that they're completely dry before I put my my bearing lube in them. You can use a blow dryer if you want to. I hear that that makes the drying process faster, but I have a little bit of time, so I can let these dry. So we left Big Bend to pick up our keys, and that was super exciting. She's an apartment locator. So she finds the coolest apartments around Dallas all the time. And we ended up looking at this one. We were like, hell yeah. We moved in on the 1st. Like I said, we just got furniture like yesterday or the day before. Like, it's super empty in here. It's empty and messy at the same time. I think these are all about dry. I like to check them. Honestly, after cleaning these roll better than the way that they came out of the pack, dude. Like, it's still better than what I got. So, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bearings oil, and I'm gonna put 1 drop into my bearing ball chain, spin it so that it distributes evenly. I know it's tempting to like not put bearing oil in your bearings because they roll faster, but honey child, I heard it's just really not good because they burn, they get hot, and it'll eventually ruin your bearings. So okay, so like I said, I'm just gonna put 1 drop, like I don't know if you can see, but like 1 drop. All you need is 1, maybe 2 if you're feeling lucky, but 1 is really all you need. So I'm gonna do that to all of my bearings. Yeah, so we've been in this apartment now for about 2 weeks. Today's the 15th or the 16th. I have concrete floors, if you can see behind me. Oh, they're so smooth. And we're on the 1st floor. So I can do all the jumps, kicks, flips, falls. I've actually like kind of forgotten which ones I've already put oil in, but I'm just gonna take a wild guess that I haven't put any on this one. Before I go any further, just a pro tip. I think it would probably be best if you cleaned your rubber bearing casing or the, you know, the little topper that goes on top, because it's dirty, or at least mine are super fucking dirty. Mine are super dirty. And if you put these back onto your oil bearings, you're just gonna put dirt back on top of your clean bearings, and it's not gonna be very fun. Dude, these bearings, they're not bad. You know what? Since cleaning these, like, they roll a little bit better, just a little bit. Oh my God. Hunter and I told you about my friend Hunter like a few minutes ago. They and I hosted our first rollout out here in Dallas, and it was so cool. This was my first time ever hosting a rollout. I actually had reached out to the girls who had sponsored that rollout. Hunter and I got busy, man. We went out there, we mapped our route, we found some cool spots to skate. We went out there about 4 times and we met up and mapped that route, and we did it. We hosted an ugly Christmas sweater rollout. It was so much fun. Like, I really didn't expect as many people to come out as they did. We skated all over the place. We only got kicked out once, and I was pretty surprised. By the way, I'm just popping in my plastic bearing thing, and I'm just putting these back on here. But yeah, we skated some other cool places. Dallas Museum of Art, and that was really cool. We actually ended up finding a new place at the DMA last minute, where there's a lot of people just chilling, and there's like a big mural. So we skated there for sure, and we did the downtown and some other cool dance moves in the line. That was super fun. We ate at a really cool place in Deep Ellum that had like pizza as big as your face. Everybody had a really good time, and the best part is that we were like jumping to trains too. So everybody like bought a train ticket, and we hopped the train to like 2 stations. Okay, so this is my last one, and I'm just gonna pop that one back on there, and then we're gonna put it all back together. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my wheels, and I'll just bring all 4 of them. I'm only gonna show you one because, you know, you do the same thing that you do to one side, you do it to the other. I'm gonna take 2 bearings here, and what's easiest for me is if I take my skate and I put both of my bearings face down onto my skate, and I take my wheel and I do it face down first, and I just pop it on there, and then I flip it over, popped into place. Place those back on. Hey y'all, so as you can see, I have finished putting on all of my wheels. They all roll better, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching me clean my bearings and listening to me ramble about my life and everything that's been happening so far. I know I've been gone for like 7 months, but like I still gained a few new subscribers. Like, I only have 111, but like I love all 111 you guys. Like, you guys are real. You guys have stuck by my side even though I have been MIA for the past 7 months, and I'm sorry, but I promise I will do better. I'm actually back. I am inspired, and I'm really ready to make some new content for you guys. YouTube is so hard. Like, I have never done anything like this before. I've never just sat in front of a camera and just basically talked to myself. I know that a few of you have asked about what I do outside of skating, so that was my little update about everything that I've been up to since the last time that we've talked. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I will be talking a little bit more about my MS and some other health-related issues while we do some skate-related stuff. So if that's something that you guys want to see or you're interested in, let me know in the comments below, or just let me know what kind of videos that you want to see. I was thinking that we could do a lot more of these, skate maintenance related videos while we talk about, cool stuff like mental health, or we can talk about meditating, or what we like to do on the weekends, or we can just talk about anything. Like, you're my girl, I'm your girl, like, let's just chat, let's just talk, let's just change our wheels or something and go for a skate and talk about girls or boys or whoever you're into. So let me know what you want to see in the comments below. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get a notification every time that I post a video. Hopefully it's not every 7 months, but hey, I can't make any promises because life is crazy. But yeah, thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.